Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about videos I saw on the Pink Pills channel as well as Cerebral's channel. And these videos that I saw are in regards to Candance Owens and her marriage to George Farmer. Now, granted, this video is not intended to be a biased video in terms of a slander or hate video towards Candance Owens. However, I will say I am not a fan of her. I don't really, like her, so to say. I don't necessarily think all her political views are accurate, nor do I think they're good intention towards Black people, but that is very much beside the point. So please just know that this is not intended to be a biased or hate-filled video. This is just me pointing out something that I noticed in the Pink Pill and in Cerebral's videos of Candance Owens. Now, Crystal and Keratin, who is the founder and owner of the Pink Pill channel, previously known as Beyond Black and White, I've actually followed her, not necessarily subscribed, but I've actually been watching her videos a long time before I subscribed, and I've taken pros and cons from her videos, which is why I'm very glad that she changed Beyond Black and White to the Pink Pill, because now it's definitely a more universal page on YouTube, just centered and geared towards helping Black women level up in any way, shape, or form, especially as it involves femininity and their mindsets. And that's one of the reasons, that's the main reason I have subscribed to her channel, and that's what I appreciate of her channel. And Cerebral is pretty much almost like that too, giving her story, especially in terms of swirling, and I am very much here for it. Now, I saw their videos on Candance Owens. Pink Pill is calling it a pinkies up for her marriage to George Farmer, and Cerebral is calling it how Candance Owens put race aside and she won and leveled up. Now, granted, aside from her political views, she claims she's a conservative, which I don't necessarily believe, but that's another video for another day. She basically, a lot of people especially don't really mess with Candance Owens like that, specifically Black folks, and I can see why. But then again, in terms of her marriage to George Farmer, I do not believe that Candance Owens was a good example. I really do not believe she was a good example of pink pilling just because she either got with a different race of man, or because she got with a mixed or a rich man, I should say. Now, granted, I am someone who is open to dating out, like I have said in my past videos, so this is not an attack on so-called swirlers or Black women who date out, whether they choose to or whether they are just open to it. No, this is someone giving some critique, because I actually don't necessarily want Black women taking all examples of interracial dating as forms of something good. You won simply because you dated out. Like I've said, dating out is not necessarily the answer to our problems, our dating or mating problems or racial problems, but they're an option that Black women should start taking advantage of more often, because it doesn't look good, like Chrissy says, when we are just so stuck in putting our eggs in one basket in all aspects of our lives. So that's just a whole nother video for another day. But in this video, I basically want to talk about how Candance Owens is just not a good example of pink pilling or leveling up or areas of hypergamy, because from what I found out, this man proposed to her 2 weeks after meeting her, and I don't necessarily think that's a good thing. Look, yes, she got a millionaire. Yes, she got with a guy who was wealthy. Yes, she practiced a level of hypergamy. That is where the pinky is up. That is where she won, and that's where it stops. Okay? Now, here's where it can be problematic. I remember in 2008 to 2010 or 2012, the divorce rate in the US was so high, mainly because a lot of people were getting married too quickly. I have been to a wedding or so, to about a few weddings, and just to come find out a few months later, these people are getting a divorce. So 2 weeks after you meet someone, you propose to them and you marry them. And look, he may know what he wants, and maybe he really did think that this was a good thing, but I don't see this as a pink pill. I don't necessarily see this as a pink pilling thing, a pinky up. I don't see this as a pinky up. I don't see how she won. Yes, she got with a man who was wealthy. Yes, she got with a man who made more than her. Yes, she got with a hypergamy man. Yes, she doesn't care what people say about her mating choices, and she's married. So that is where the pink pilling stops. That is where the pinky up stops. Now, again, I don't think she's a good example. I remember Crystal and Keratin on the Pink Pill, she made a video saying that Candance Owens is a conservative and she doesn't care, and conservative white men love her. Now, granted, she's not a good example. And then I see some of the women in the comments section, especially on her marriage to George Farmer, praising her and saying, yes, Candance is my girl and Candance is this. First of all, we shouldn't be praising her. Look, maybe this has nothing to do with her political views or, your political views. This just has everything to do with pink pilling. But like I said, her getting married to a wealthy man, and just her getting married as young as she is in general, is a pink pill for black women, because I basically want to see more of us marrying men, good quality men, high quality men, or high caliber men. That's just what I want to see us, or women, wherever you swing. Again, I swing both ways, so. But anyway, I don't think Candance Owens was a good example. Okay, a 2 week meeting, and then you propose, and then you just quickly get married. I don't necessarily see this as a win. Now, I think if they wanted to show some other examples, like Cerebral can show some other examples, because there are many examples of how black women who are doing well, who date men who are doing well and better than them, then if that's the case, well, why aren't we showing people like Kamala Harris? And I'm not saying I'm the fan of Kamala Harris either, okay? I don't necessarily think she's good enough for the job in terms of presidency. I don't know too much of what she's done, so I can't really speak heavily. But why aren't we showing people like Kamala Harris? Why aren't we showing people like Eve? Why aren't we showing people like Serena Williams? And this is for Cerebral, because I know the pink pill has talked about it. But I don't think Candance Owens is necessarily a good idea or a good example of pink pilling, specifically because she's doing something different and people love her. No, one of the reasons these white conservative men love her is because she's saying a lot of things that they want to hear, that they can use her to say, so they can feel less guilty about being quote unquote racist. And you can say I'm exaggerating, you can say I'm going off and I'm talking like a quote unquote liberal snowflake. First of all, I may be more socially liberal, but I consider myself more moderate nowadays, okay? I kind of am a little bit centrist, but that is, again, beside the point and a whole nother video for a whole nother day. But yes, Candance Owens is not a good example of pink pilling or winning in the dating market just because she got with a man who she didn't care what he looked like. She got with a man with money and resources. I believe that any of us can do that, and we don't necessarily have to do that while having the political views of Candance Owens. But that's, again, a whole nother video for a whole nother day. So that's basically what I wanted to say. That's basically what I wanted to get off of my chest. I hope you guys, just tell me your thoughts in the comments section. Like I said, I am a pink pillar. I like the Pink Pill channel. I love that Crystal Lynn Carrison has made this page, and I've taken most of the advice on the page, and I will listen to her and what she says, and I agree with most of what she says. But like I said, Candance Owens is not necessarily a good example of pink pilling, okay? So thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to check out the other links down below. Also, don't forget to support me on Patreon. And I will hope to see you in the next video.